Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Welcome home, family, and join us for the fun. Colorful guest people everywhere under the sun. Interesting conversations. Prayers first has begun. Invocation, manifestation, conversation then will come. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Let's start drinking some water, juice or tea. King Killer's recommended for you and me. Guayusa mixed together, maple syrup or honey. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Learn from the healers, crystals, pyramids. Learn from the healers, the artists, the seers, authors and teachers, dissolving your fears. Workshops of wisdom, the circle is wide. Plant medicine whispers, the planets align. All magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Crystals and pyramids, magnets that spin. Organ awakening the power within. Tantra and herbs, the gateways ignite. Shamanic drums calling truth into light. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Psychedelics painting vision so bright. Planetary activists guarding the night. Awareness expanding the cosmos in view. Higher vibrations are flowing through you. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Hey. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Xenon and herbs, you'll feel much better. Drink your tea now instead of later. Stay ahead of your health. Health is always your greatest wealth. Oh, no, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Hey. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Mad science fun, terror bless. Experiments under the sun. Sacred fire, prayers begun. Success and happiness, your destiny has come. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Yeah, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Learn from the healers, the artists, the seers, authors and teachers, dissolving your fears. Workshops of wisdom, the circle is wide. Plant medicine whispers, the planets align. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Yeah, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, crystals and pyramids, magnets that spin. Organ awakening the power within. Tantra and herbs, the gateways ignite. Shamanic drums calling truth into light. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Oh, magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids.
Greetings and welcome, family. Let me know if you can hear me so that we're going to have a fun show tonight. Ooh-wee. Look forward to all the family, friends gathering and getting some benefit. Tonight's show is called Not Tying Secrets. And what I want to do, okay, you can hear me. Thank you, Khadija. Thank you, Teresa. Wherever you're listening from, I always like for everyone to put in the comments which city, which state, which country, because there's a global show that's happening here. Thank you, Free Spirit. You can hear me. All right. Uh, Free Spirit, let Kojo know we're going to do. Let's tell him. Let's do create a song together. I want to again thank Brother Rich. We had an excellent show last night on 363 Empire, which was previously known as Black Magic 363. Now it's 363 Empire. So we had fun last night. And one of the topics right now that is in my focus, oh family, let me tell you, the art, the science, the mystic application of knots. I don't think there's a bottom to it. Unlimited possibilities. So also last night was fun with the mapacho or the connect. Uh, but what I want to share with you tonight is some history as far as knots to get rid of the spookiness and the doubt. If there's doubt, like, knots? It's an ancient science, unlimited possibilities from my own experience, and I'm still learning everything from getting rid of. Uh, that's my co-host Laji. He said, "Are we on?" We are. Where are you? I should say that real quick. I'm just gonna say, yep. Uh, so let's do our invocation because everything we learn is coming. We're literally riding on the shoulders of our ancestors. So put in the comments if you're all right with it, uh, so I could post it on the screen. Want to acknowledge Teresa, Hotep, abundance and light, everyone. Ashe, Khadija, sometimes repetitive. Oh yeah, waving. Thank you, Felicia. She loved this song. Yeah, I love it too because it's really what this show is about. Sharing, networking, so that we can literally, in the spirit of family, in the spirit of Ubuntu, in the spirit of being connected, we assist each other with information. It's fun. Thank you. Thank you. Botanical Bro, appreciate you. Um, Teresa, yep. Felicia, and thank you again, Agnes. She's also known as Free Spirit because, as I said on last night's show, gods and goddesses versus kings and queens. We're in the cycle of time that gods and goddesses are awakening. Philly, all right. And yeah, he's ready. All right. Tell him I got him on my mind. And as soon as we get a chance, we're going to make that happen. And thank you, Felicia. Um, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Botanica. And yeah, it was awesome. So I want to open with, I like saying thank you for being. Oh, get your crystal, get your prayer stick, get your cup of water. Uh, I have here what is called Kinkaliba tea. I like mine strong. And Kinkaliba tea, you can get on Amazon or kinkaliba.net. And it's helpful. Watch my words on YouTube. You got to be careful with the words on YouTube, especially when it's dealing pertaining to health. So I say Kinkaliba's helpful. Circulation, helpful for reducing pain and inflammation, helpful for regulating blood pressure, circulation, helpful. Kinkeliba is helpful for uh, regulating blood sugar, helpful. And I should do this at the beginning of the show, a disclaimer. So I'm going to put that there. Let me put the disclaimer up. It's helpful. These are helpful herbs. Let me see. Just put this up real quick. It's helpful. This is the medical disclaimer. So what we're suggesting, if you need a doctor, go to your doctor. Um, and this is the show disclaimer, so that don't take anything here for gospel. Know that you can do your research, and we can pull it up. Let me bring on co-host Laji. What's happening, Laji?
Peace, family. How y'all doing?
Yeah, we all right, man. We're doing the opening. We're getting ready to do the opening invocation. Oh, Botanica, good question. I do have a website, but it's not updated with the latest. The latest is on my YouTube channel. But here's my um, website, Oregon, the number 4, u.com. The latest innovations and discoveries are on my YouTube channel in the short videos from music I've written, uh, experiments I've played with, uh, the outcome, the results, things about xenon and magnetism. And thank you, Botanica. Um, things, all sorts of stuff is in the video shorts. Uh, so, like, comment, and subscribe. The show last night, Laji, I was on Brother Rick's channel. It was a beautiful program. Uh, I just want to say that we had fun. And tonight, I want everyone to enjoy the intro of how you could, how to use, what to get, we're going to go over the basics. Okay, so I got the cord here. I'm going to show you. Laji, did you find some shoestring?
Oh, I found some ropes. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. All right. Now you're also going to need family, just so that you can sensitize your nervous system. We want you to have a weight. Like I got a weight, Laji, or a heavy rock, so that you can compare. We're going to do some simple techniques
I got
so
one.
that you can. You got one?
Yeah, I got a few.
Okay. Well, you got one near your screen? A
No,
weight?
I get one. Not far.
Yeah, get one, because we're going to have fun. So while he's getting that, I always want to open by saying thank you for being conceived. Thank you for being born. Thank you for being with us tonight. Uh, we are energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be raised in frequency, vibration, and increase in energy, as our brother Nikolai Tesla said. So we forgive all our previous characters and past lives. We forgive everybody from our past lives. And the reason for that is so that we don't carry burdens of forgotten, unresolved issues. So we say, I forgive everybody in my past life, even though I don't remember. Remember that movie, Will Smith, John, it was called Hancock. He was a superhero, and he was fighting his soulmate, and she was trying to beat him up, and they were trashing California. And he said, I'm sorry, I don't remember.
I like that one.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember what I did to you in the past lives. Sometimes, people have grudges that go over lifetimes. Oh, there's something about that person I don't like. It's unresolved from one lifetime to another. We don't have time for that no more. So we say right at the beginning of the show, I am forgiving. Yes, I am forgiving everybody in my past lives. And I ask everybody forgive me. And most of all, I forgive myself because I am worthy. And I share that so that you can in turn share that with your family to amplify a sense of worthiness. And as we bring our awareness into the here and now, know every day, say, yes, I am worthy of true friends, true abundance, true health, true happiness, true bliss, true samadhi, nirvana, whatever word you want to say that reflects a peaceful, prosperous, healthy heart. Because the first organ after conception is the heart. Heart regulates youthfulness. The heart regulates happiness. The heart regulates age and disease. The heart is where it starts and ends. So that is why in ancient Atlantis and ancient Kemet or Egypt, they mummified the heart. They didn't mummify the pineal gland. Pineal gland is just a periscope for the heart. So we bring our awareness into the here and now and unlimited future possibilities. And because you and I, we are gods and goddesses beyond kings and queens. Because when you acoustically describe yourself as a king or queen, it's regional. It might cover maybe your bedroom or an apartment complex
Maybe.
or a small little village. You have village kings or chiefs. A god or goddess is quantum. A god or goddess is unlimited possibilities. And according to the book, Hermeneutic Interpretation, written in the 1700s by author Fabre d'Oliviet. And I should have talked about that last night with Brother Rich, but he was getting sleepy. Hey, Brother Steve, I see you there, man. All right. That's a good brother out of Staten Island. According to the book Fabre d'Olivier, Hermeneutic Interpretations, Atlantean race defined themselves not as Negro, not as African, not as black, but masters of universe, not Earth, universe, through the advanced awareness and the supernatural technology cultivated and revealed from our heart space. So the word Atlantean, like the word Atlantic Ocean, at, according to Fabre d'Olivier, this is not something I made up. I want you to know this. At means master, Lant means universe. Atlanteans said they defined themselves as masters of the universe through their Nuk Pu Nuk. That's an ancient Egyptian word. Does anybody know what Nuk Pu Nu means? I'm gonna give you a chance before I tell you. Put in the comments if you know what the word Nuk Pu Nuk means. You know what Nuk Pu Nu means? Laji, I know you're a scholar studying there or with scholars. What's Nuk Pu Nu?
I am that I am.
Mm. Fred Sanford would spit out his juice. Yep, exactly. Nuk Pu Nuk means I am that I am. And last night, I gave accolades to the first person who told me about the in the high temples of Kemet, not everywhere, but in the sacred temples, they start the sentence with Nuk. who nuke before writing more. I am that I am.
Yeah,
So
every sentence, in fact.
bingo. There you have. Go ahead, touch on that, Laji.
Uh, I'm I like to stay off Egyptian knowledge, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's cool. So we move right along. So what I'm saying also, and I mentioned it last night, the YouTube personality called Greg Braden, he's basically saying in our chromosomes, it says, I am divi- I am divinity in the human body. I am divinity in the human body. It's in our chromosomes, along with micro pyramids in our hemoglobin of our blood. So when we say, I am forgiving all future possibilities, that lightens our heart, moving towards having our heart lighter than a feather, or as light as a feather. I am forgiving everybody now and my future possibilities, infinite timelines. And then we thank and invite our latest ascended masters, Yahshua, Mary Magdalene. We thank and invite Saint Germain, gatekeeper of Mount Shasta, Northern California. Latest Christ born in the Congo, Simeon Toko, who invoked an army of black angels with afros and dreadlocks, muscle bound, bulletproof, that turned over the Belgium tanks and heavy artillery and chased the Belgium terrorists out of the Congo. We thank and invite Sheikh Amadou Bamba, who was bonfire proof. He wrote 7 tons of prayers. He flew through the air, bulletproof from the French when they tried to convert Senegal from an Islamic country to a Christian country. Sheikh Amadou Bamba even was photo proof. They had to plead with Sheikh Amadou Bamba to allow his energy to come into the spectrum that they could take a photograph of his physical being as proof that he existed. He was so spiritually advanced uh, that they threw him into a cage of hungry lions, and the lions just laid out like oversized putty cats. And he stayed in there with them for days, and finally had someone go to let Sheikh Amadou Bamba out of the cage of hungry lions. And they grabbed the lions grabbed the guy who opened up the cage and let Sheikh Amadou Bamba out. And they feasted on him. So we have these supernatural avatars, Jedi's, but we don't hear about them in the news. Okay. So we thank and invite Sheikh Amadou Bamba. We thank and invite Simeon Toko. We thank and invite Nikolai Tesla onto the show. We thank and invite Black Madonna, Mother Mary. We thank and invite Angel that protects. If you ask to surround our family, friends, and loved ones, mothers, sisters, always ask Archangel Michael to protect your children, protect yourself before you walk out the door. Shield yourself. As a god and as a goddess, my brothers and sisters, you always need to have an entourage of bodyguards. The entourage of bodyguards are angels of protection under the command of Archangel Michael. Because we're going into some uh, challenging times. So you always want to, you royal blood, my brothers and sisters. You are royal blood. Okay, you have in your chromosomes, in the pyramids uh, of your blood, of your your being. Ye are gods. Psalms 82:6. All right. So we thank and invite Mother Mary. We thank and invite Sanat Kumara. We thank and invite Enoch, the Ethiopian who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron. We thank and invite Lady Buddha, Lady Krishna. We thank and invite all those who walk before us to make this experience on the wooden stage of life something that echoes through the halls of time. And ancestors say, well done. Yeah, we're proud of you, nieces, nephews. We thank you, sons and daughters. Your great auntie bloodline for millions of years are proud of your dance in this humble, short span of life. So the information here may help you. So we thank and invite Imhotep, Ptahotep, Akhenaten. Thank and invite Harriet Tubman, Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull. Thank and invite Dr. Sabi, Master Kalindi Ayi. We thank and invite PB Randolph. We thank and invite El Haj Malik El Shabazz. We thank and invite Prophet Noble Drew Ali. We thank and invite Elijah Muhammad. We thank and invite South African Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa. We thank and invite all the shroom Jedis, all the mystic ayahuasqueros who serve love supreme. We thank and invite all the ancient ones, friends, family, loved ones. We thank and invite the forces of nature that live inside of us. Ilegba, Oshun, Yemaya, Olokun, Shango, Ogun, Obatala, Ochosi, Orumila. All these forces that live inside of us because ye are gods. We thank and invite our ascended master brothers and sisters from the Orion star system, Palladian star system, Andromeda galaxy. We thank and invite, and we put our hands together tonight. This is what I want you to do before we go further, is literally say, I am the magic presence having a golden coup of enlightenment upon every man, woman, child upon the planet. Yes, I am magic presence having a golden coup of consciousness upon every man, woman, child throughout the surface of the earth and beyond. Yes, I am magic presence, inebriating, saturating, elevating, transmutating every man, woman, child into golden enlightenment. So let it be spoken, so let it be done. Bam. Okay. So, first thing we want to do, listen, our nervous system is incredible. So, you got your weight, Laji?
Yes.
All right. So, try doing a lift test. If you can adjust your camera so we can see it. If y'all have questions, you can.
It's 10 pounds. So I guess this
Okay.
is pound.
All right. So, just put it down. Try it again. You got your Kinkaliba tea?
I ran out. I got to get some more.
Oh shoot, family, drink that Kinkaliba tea. All right, so you got a crystal. You got a crystal. What do you call it? Grab one of your crystals, family. You got to look at what Logi does. Grab one of your crystals.
You want the big ones or the massive?
No, put your hand in it. Just put your one hand, like your left hand, in it, and then lift with your right hand so you can compare having your hand in a crystal or holding a crystal.
Okay.
And the reason we're doing this, family, is because our nervous system, we have thousands of miles of our nervous system that's an antenna for our awareness. And we can sensitize our nervous system so we can feel energies if we put our intention. Okay, Laji, you got your crystal? Now hold that in one hand and lift the weight with the other while you're holding a crystal.
Okay.
Family, you can do this too. So lift the same. No, you're using a different arm, right?
Using a different hand. Yeah. So let me switch.
Yeah. So
It do feel lighter. I gotta tell you, hey.
Okay.
Was doing
Now,
this a minute
now
ago.
put the crystal on the table and try without the crystal. Family, look at this.
I feel that weight.
Okay. That is known as family. That's known as microvoltage. So you want to have tonight a weight, or you can do it. Watch the show again. I have a weight like I did on the show last night with Brother Rich. I have a weight here, a 15 pounder, and this is what I'm going to use. Let me move the microphone and the Kinkaliba T and put it over here so that you can see me do the lift. Let me back up a little bit. And this is the weight. This is a 15-pound kettlebell. All right. I got some magnets stuck to it, but this is let me see. Okay, here we go. This is my 15-pound weight, and I'm using 2 fingers to increase the effort.
Hmm.
All right. Don't strain. I'm feeling the effort. And last night I was testing the Mapacho, but tonight what I want to focus on. Okay, here's Xenon. Here's a Xenon ball that I recently made. This is I'm working on making them blue. Logi, how's that look?
I like it.
Instead of silver, it'll be a hue of blue. So inside this sphere, this ball that goes over the heart, is a xenon bulb. So I'm going to hold this xenon in my hand, and now I'm going to lift. Then I take the xenon out of my hand. Oh, let me find the camera. Here we go.
Let me
Taking
try.
this out, putting it on the table so you see it. And now this is my lift. So you want to take your time, family, to sensitize. This is turning it, holding it in my palm. Now let me do full screen so you can see. There you go. Now I'm holding the xenon in my hand, and this is the lift. There's energy in the noble gas called xenon. So some of us have the xenon balls, and it has a silvery bluish hue. This one is intentionally, I want to do a series of blue um, xenon power balls because I like the color blue. And that'll be available soon. And I'm turning them upside down. So I want you to get weights. It's crucial when you're going to tap into uh, the. Thank you, Teresa. The Xenon Blue Ball is awesome. Appreciate the feedback. Uh, you want to have a small weight, like a 5 pound weight, so that you can measure the differences in when you have a cord and you loop it correctly. Here's the cord. All right. Now, what a cord does, besides holding things and securing things, we are in a sea of spiritual energy, like an ocean. We're in an ocean of spiritual energy. And you can think of cords as fishing line for spirit. But you're not going to catch a fish. What you're going to do is create a loop so that the fishing line will catch the currents of spirit. So the first thing you can do is literally understand the history of knots. That's what we're going to do first. We're just going to give you a brief overview that will convince you of the ancient history, not history of ancient cultures. I'm gonna pull it up. Here's here is, let me just bring it on the screen 1 second so that you have, because we don't hear about this. You hear people talking about knots much, Logi?
No, not unless you're in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a very specific type of knot. Look at the pictures. Look at the ancient Egyptians. They got knots on the rod and staff. You got knots throughout the world. And Logi, can you see that to read it, or do I need to make it bigger?
I can see it.
All right,
The,
could you read that to us, please?
the history of knots in ancient cultures span practical and symbolic use from prehistoric tools and 3300 BC Egyptian and Chinese knots to the Incas' use of quipu for recording and the symbolic Celtic and Tibetan knots. Knots were used for building, navigation, and warfare, alongside decorative purposes in art and rituals, and even in ancient medicines and surgery. Prehistoric and early civilization. Prehistoric knots dated back 10,000s of years with evidence of their use for securing tools, shelters, and traps. The Iceman, Atzi, geared from around 3300 BCE, includes carefully tied knots. Ancient Egypt. Egyptians used knots in sailing and building and developing a spindle for rope making around 4000 BC. Ancient Chinese. Chinese knotting served both functional and decorative purposes. The history of Korean knotting, which evolved from Chinese techniques, dated back to the 1st century CE, with decorative coatings used on clothing, swords, and in religious ceremonies. Ancient Rome, the Roman ballista weapon used rope to accurately launch bolts. Knots patterns first appeared in the late Roman Empire. Huh? All right. Record keeping and communication. Inca Empire. The Incas used a system of knotted strings called quipu or quipu for record keeping, including accounting, census, data, and other important information. Andean cultures. The quipu system like originated in pre-Inca Andes culture, symbolism and art. Celtic knots, intricate Celtic knots, characterized by their unending interlaced loops, have been found in Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England. They often symbolize eternity, faith, and love. Tibetan Buddhism, the endless knots is an significant symbol in Tibet Buddhism. Polynesian, Japanese, and Norse cultures. Decorative knots were also common in other cultures such as Polynesian, Sinit, and Japanese Mutsuhiki or Mitsuhiki. Other uses. Medicine. Knots were essential in ancient medicine, required for surgery, slings, and tourniquets.
Tourniquets, yeah,
Tourniquets. Navigation and warfare. Knots were vital for sailing and warfare. The term knot as a unit of speed dates back to the 17th century when sailors used a device with knots on a rope to measure their ship speed. Martial arts. Knots have been utilized in martial arts such as the Japanese Hokujutsu, Hojo Jutsu, the ties
Okay.
that bind.
So we want to now going to look at, because a beautiful Muslim sister, thank you, Laji, a beautiful Muslim sister said, "Oh, I got to be careful about knots." Um, in her texting me,
What she
Islam is full of knots. Christianity full of knots. Sufism full of knots. So I want to pull that up in case we have any people who are concerned about, let's call it the spiritual application, the Islamic, let's say spiritual use of knots, because you have knots all through the Islamic world, the endless knots. Okay, go ahead, Laji, read it for us.
Okay, pull it up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Duh, I had a moment. Okay, hold on. Hold on, family. I'm getting excited about this now because I'm
The
happy to
Japanese
share it
have
with you.
a knotting system where you knot up your mate. Okay, spiritual use of knot involves using the act of tying, untying to manifest intention, such as binding harm, protection, such as binding harm, protection, or love across many cultures and practices. This practice, known as knot magic, used the physical knot to hold and solidify spiritual power. Knots also represent spiritual concept, with Celtic knots symbolizing eternity, while some Buddhist knots represent the attachment that hinders enlightenment. For ritual and spellbound,
Okay, hold on. There we go.
binding and protection, knots can be tied to capture negative energy, curses, or harmful spirits. Consequently, they can be tied to a protective amulet or used in a ritual to bring harmony or ward off evil. Hmm. Maybe that's why the Japanese had that binding system, where they'd be binding their women and stuff like that. Anyway,
Unlimited possibilities.
I was trying to make a joke, but it's too real. Anyway,
Hmm.
manifestation. By tying a knot in a piece of string or ribbon, practitioners can focus their desires and intention into the physical object to help bring them into reality. Release. To get rid of something negative, a person can untie a knot, symbolizing the undoing of problems, negative energies, or difficult situations. For symbolic and religious purposes, love and marriage. In ancient Rome, a Hercules knot was tied on a bride's girdle to symbolize the bond of marriage, which the groom would then untie during the wedding night. Similarly, the Hindu ceremonies of Ghat Bandha create a sacred, unbreakable bond between a couple. Hmm. Eternity and interconnectedness. The intricate loop of Celtic knots symbolize the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth, as well as the interconnectedness of all things. The Tibetan endless knot also represents this cycle of life and a path to liberation. Spiritual commitment. In some traditions, like Hinduism, a Kalkalva thread is tied while chanting mantras. This creates a sacred promise and a bond between the devotee, a deity, a cosmic force invoking blessings for health and longevity. Very interesting. Attachment and liberation. In some Buddhist traditions, knots symbolize the attachment and binding that impedes spiritual progress, highlighting the need to overcome them to achieve enlightenment. For general symbolism, strength, wisdom, and loyalty. Knots can be seen as symbols of these qualities in many cultures. Prosperity and happiness. In Chinese culture, decorative knotting is a traditional art form used to express wishes for prosperity and happiness. Solving problems. The phrase getting untied can be a metaphor for solving one's problem in some parts of the world.
Okay. So now, this is what I want to touch on uh real quickly. And this I'm doing this because the Islamic use of knots. I'm pulling that up just so that you know. Laji, could you read that, please?
Yes. In Islam, knots are used in several contexts, including a spiritual one related to the knot of Satan that affects the sleeper, and as a common decorative motif in art and architecture due to the prohibition of depicting living figures. Knots also feature in folk traditions for protection through amulets or for more controversial magical practices. The spiritual interpretation is linked to remembering God, making ablutions, and praying to undo these knots, while the decorative use is cultural and artistic adaptation.
I also want to say I have seen many prayer beads, Islamic prayer beads, that have strategic placement of knots.
Yeah.
Okay. Spiritual and religious use. Go ahead.
Knots of Satan. According to a hadith, Satan ties three knots at the back of a person's head while they sleep, with each knot whispering temptations to stay asleep. Doing the knots, waking up and remembering Allah unties one knot, performing ablutions unties the second. and praying unties the third, allowing the person to wake up feeling energetic. Symbolic knots in faith. Now that's an interesting one. Symbolic knots in faith. A hadith also refers to the knot of Islam being undone one by one, which refers to the weakening of the religious structure, beginning with leadership and ending with prayer. The weakening? Okay. Artistic and decorative use. Geometric patterns. Due to the prohibition of depicting living beings in many Islamic contexts, intricate knotwork known as garith sazi or garith chini in Persia became a popular form of geometric decoration. Example, the decorative knots can be found in architecture such as on floors and walls, as well as on textiles, metalwork, and in calligraphy. Symbolism. While primary ornamental, these knots can carry metaphysical symbolism about continuity and the divine though some scholars view them more as a result of cultural influence and adaptation. Folks believe, Folk belief and magic. Amulets. Knots are used in folk traditions to create amulets called toit tadouis, which are often small pouches of cloth or knotted string containing Quranic verses to protect against the evil eye or curses. Interesting. Binding and protection. In some traditions, knots were tied on fabrics or strings to bind evil spirits to or protect against things like nightmares. Interesting. Controversial magic. The tying of knots is also featured of a feature of older magical practices such as cursing someone by tying a knot in a cord while reciting a spell. Some Islamic tradition caution against or prohibit the use of these types of knots in magic.
Okay. Thanks, Laji. Now, family, I'm going to share with you what I found to be very interesting. It came to me today. The use of a knot and then the application of oils such as frankincense in a knot or myrrh or an oil that you like. Now, the one I sell here locally a lot is lotus oil. So it's your intention. But the most important thing I want you to walk away with tonight is knowing how to, like I said, think of a cord as an energy fish line, but you're not fishing for fish. You are collecting like a sail collects wind. A knot is a sail that collects spiritual energy so that you can use it in daily applications, whatever your intention may be for your highest good. Now, the simplest thing we're going to start with tonight is a loop. Yeah, T Earth, a lotus oil knot around the neck. Imagine that, Laji.
Mm, a
Okay?
lotus oil knot.
Lotus oil knot around the neck. Thank you. Thank you for that suggestion. Let's see with several types of necklaces made of jade, even pearls. There's knots in between the gems. Thank you, Agnes, the poetess. Thank you. All right. Um, Good to see you, Goddess Sandra. Look at what love says. Living in visionary essence. Macrobit is knots. Years ago, I made and sold bags. Nodding Fisher. Cool. All right. So now we're in the northern hemisphere. So it's important to know the difference. If you take your cord, Laji, and make a circle counterclockwise to create a loop like this.
Counterclockwise.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna go full screen for a second.
Okay.
And family, make a loop. We're gonna start simple. Make a loop like this, and then try lifting your weight. And then release the loop and try lifting the weight again. Go back and make the loop again. Hold it between your fingers where they cross, and then try lifting the weight. You will find that the weight may feel heavier or the weight might feel lighter. And if you can't feel it at all, go and use a heavier weight
I use the
to
two fingers.
hold it between your fingers like that. Okay, Logic, now do the 10-pound lift.
I think this is like a 13-pound lift. Though.
How did it feel?
Um,
Did you notice a difference yet?
not yet.
Okay, now release it and just hold it without the loop. Now try lifting.
Yeah, straight away I feel it's a little heavy. That's
A little
how
heavier.
yeah.
Okay, now put the loop and then hold it between your thumb and your trigger finger and try lifting again.
To me, this feels heavier.
Okay, now that's what I want to share. Family, the loop, it's crucial. This is what you got to get first. It makes a difference when you let the cord hang and then you take it and put it the shorter end on top and try lifting so that it looks like it's going counterclockwise and the shorter piece crosses over the top of the longer string. You'll notice if you do it correctly, it'll feel lighter.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The reason it feels lighter is because a subtle spirit wind, the spirit ocean, moves from right to left. So it's actually the chord when you have it going counterclockwise and crossing over the longer chord is the same direction as your blood flow to your chest.
Okay.
So if you put it to your chest, now try lifting.
Yeah, it definitely feels different, Hank. It feels lighter.
Right. Feels lighter because our heart also has cords connected to all those we love. So now, to make this cord stronger, just put the short end through the hole and try lifting. Right. Now try lifting the weight. How's that feel?
A little bit lighter.
Now put it to your heart and then try lifting.
Feels the same to me.
All right. Stop. Put the cord down on the table and try lifting without.
Right away, it feels heavier.
Right.
Right away.
So this is how this is calibrating your sensitivity. This could be a form of yoga. Not your way back to heaven. To find out. So literally, you can knot your way back to enlightenment by figuring out which coil brings you to your inner enlightenment. But what I want you to walk away with tonight, family, is that one loop, because when we put our intention and do an exercise in the daytime like this, You can also do a squat, or you can do some exercise, and it will feel easier with the loop in the correct direction versus the opposite direction. So we created a loop that is the same direction as blood flow. So now bring it to family, Logi. Bring that same loop, the same way you did it. Don't if you do it this
Head.
right, you put it over your forehead.
The head chin. Let's see what we get going
Now
here.
hold that and lift with the same hand.
With the long knot over the other knot, other the loop. Oh, it ain't the same.
That means you changed it up from the first one.
No, it's
Look at
like
how you got it.
ain't
All
this
right.
it's the knot over, right? Or do I no?
Okay. All right. So look, we'll do it
Oh, yeah, I
again.
got it right. I think.
This is fun. You let the short end be on the left.
Hmm. On the
Put the
left.
short on your left. Then take the short end, which is the left, and put it over the long end of the
Mm,
right.
okay.
Now, hold that to your forehead and try lifting.
It's lighter, Hank.
That's it. Now that means that's you're developing sensitivity to the smooth energy of what is known as chi, prana, ki. Now put that short piece through the hole and tighten it a little bit and put it against your forehead.
Still light.
Exactly. Now take it away and put it on the table, Laji, without unraveling it. Now try to lift without the cord.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You feel a difference in the resistance?
A slight difference.
Family, put in the comments what you notice in the lift and then expand it, Laji. Make the loop bigger without untying it and put it over your crystal. Leave it the same way. Now put it over your crystal. Just sit it right on top of the crystal
Mm-hmm.
while it's on the table. Don't lift it up. Just and then lower the camera so we can see what you're doing.
So the can all right, so let me bring it back. Let me bring it back this way. All right. So you can see.
Family, watch what happens. So you just bend it down. You got a laptop or desktop?
Desktop.
Okay, so I'll just move back a little bit so we can see what you're doing. Just put
Okay.
that right over the top of the crystal
All right.
while it's sitting on the table.
All right.
Now hold the crystal with the loop and then try lifting with your same hand
with the loop with the same hand. Okay.
yeah, with your left hand, and then try lifting the weight the same way you did before.
It's like now see what I notice here, Hank, even the
Yeah,
crystal seems lighter with
exactly.
the
And
the
you know
knot.
why?
Why?
Because your loop is feeding the crystal.
Hmm.
The loop is feeding the crystal, and we are living crystals that could be fed like the crystal on the table. We have crystal in our body known as connective tissue or fascia. So wherever you put, you can make bracelets to strengthen. You can put, make a headband. You can make a necklace, and you can uh, be creative and muscle test to see if the energy is going to get stronger, which means that the weight will feel lighter, or heavier. You always want to make it so it's lighter. Now, just take that the way you got it, Laji,
Mm-hmm.
put it over your shoulders and lift the weight. Just put
Right.
the,
And
and family, you do the same.
put it over my shoulders. What, like this?
Yeah, just right over your shoulders.
Okay. Now I got
Now
it
it's
now. Two ends now. Is that
okay.
going?
So let's see what happens.
Okay. I'm listening.
Now, how does that feel?
Look.
Getting happy with it, right?
It's a little. I'm glad I started practicing a little bit because I just thought I couldn't feel it, but you can feel it.
Right. Now
Take
take
one
the
out.
cord off your neck. Right. And just lift. Don't unravel it. Just lift the weight.
Feel the weight.
Okay. So this is what we need to sensitize so we can create healing cords that can be worn on the neck or can be worn on the waistline to strengthen. And the type of cord I'm using at this level of development, and I'm a beginner, but I wanted to share with you, is called paracord. And that's what you got. You got paracord.
Yeah.
That's paracord. So you can get them in different thicknesses on Amazon
And
because the larger cord is easier to experiment and sense practice. Because every night that you do this, the next day, you'll be more in tune with the energy because your body literally develops nerve tracks to make you more aware of this energy so you can feel the difference in the weight easier and easier day by day. Let me see what Black Phoenix has to say. Does the material or element used to create the knot change or increases its effectiveness?
I would think.
Does the material used to create the knot increase its effect? Yes. I think I was meditating. Natural fibers, I think, are best, like silk, hemp. But the only thing is, it's difficult to find silk of this thickness. It's difficult to find hemp that's soft and smooth. Hemp is rough. That's you know like hemp rope. Now they got hemp sheets, Black Phoenix, but at this time I'm using paracord because it's easy on the skin and the colors are vibrant. So around my waistline, I made a belt that's red, and over my shoulders, I made a necklace that's blue. But I also got delivered today um, purple paracord, but I'm also thinking of ordering some green paracord. So I think green would work. Ultimately, imagine you having a series of knots. When you put it on, you literally, like the magnetic disc, like crystals, whatever you focus on, you got spirit energy that will carry you deeper in meditation. Or if you're physically walking, you'll have more energy in that format. And that is the beginning of the first part of the intro. Because Logi's falling asleep.
No, I'm
It's
not.
time for, yeah, yeah, okay.
I was
That
just.
sounds like what kids say. I ain't sleepy.
I ain't sleeping.
I ain't sleepy. They start going like this on the lean. So, family, I want to. You can watch this again. What I'm going to do from this show, I'm going to order green paracord,
Like
the
this.
same size. Yeah, like that. See, because I have paracord like I showed on the show last night with Brother Rich. Mine's is too thick for practical use. Look at this.
Ah, it's thicker than what I got.
Yeah, but I like the color. And
Yeah.
that's what attracted me to buy it in the first place.
I was just going
Is
to ask, does it make a difference? Does the color make a difference? I would think that it would, but I
you're
was,
right. You're right. Because I wouldn't want red around my head unless I'm doing some serious physical activity. Okay, this is what love says. Amazing. You inspire me to make some cord healing jewelry. Yes.
hmm, interesting.
The fossil I spoke of using, I believe, is a French word for hemp, which is rough on the hands. Yeah. And was so thankful I saw you on 363. Thank you for being with us. Like, subscribe, share. Uh, can you use metals? Let's see. Can you use metals to knot, such as copper? You could use copper wire.
Hmm.
Why not? And you could create, it's unlimited. You create the correct knot or coil, because if you look at a transformer, it's a coil, but that coil can be considered a knot. What does a coil do? It collects energy from the atmosphere and concentrates it.
Uh, yes, it does.
So the transformers you have in your phone, you use a knot technology without knowing. You have coils in your phone. You have crystals in your phone. You have um, precious metals in your phone. So this is just bringing awareness to what is being used around you all the time. And those of us who were unfortunate enough to get this, what if there's coils, micro coils, to cause a side effect of jacking up your circulation? Because if your circulation isn't free flowing, you knot it up. So
But
maybe a particular area of your body, your shoulder, your elbow, your back, your knee needs extra coils that we call knots.
DNA is knotted up.
Bingo.
That's
Did you
big.
hear? Say it again.
DNA is knotted up. DNA is coiled up. And the tighter the coil, the less you're able to access what's in that DNA strand.
And is our hair knotted up?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So this is a wide open area of research, family. All right.
So she
So
said, uh-huh.
whatever that is, pelvic congestion syndrome, it sounds like you got a little bit of unknotting to do, Black Phoenix.
Hmm. Hmm. And the sister just said she did some knots that look like DNA. It just was occurring to me, um, because certain mantras, when that DNA gets locked up, it locks up our potential. When it loosens, the potential or the quality that DNA is having manifests. It opens up. It manifests.
Now, if you put the right coils, like transformers, what happens if you put a crystal? Or what happens if you put that mapacho that Brother Rich has? Herbs. What happens when you combine incense with coils and do a chant over the coil?
Insect.
I am thankful. As you coil and knot up the coil, that's right, free spirit. That's also what's used for djembes and drums. They create a intricate arrangement of knots to tighten. So you can use knots, family, possibly to tone your body, increase your strength, increase your memory. What would happen if Logi created a headband of blue and purple that coiled around his forehead? How would that amplify, if he put it correctly, his meditation or his psychic faculties? To, instead of having copper coil, he has a blue and purple paracord coil that sits like a Zulu king on his forehead. And if you ever look at some of the Zulu warriors, they have coiled, it looks like coiled grass or coiled hemp going around the head. We have this unlimited ability to amplify. Instead of using just copper, we are using literally transformer technology to elevate our possibility.
Now that you said that, I start imagining some of the crowns that I've seen kings wear that have coils or um, uh, knots or what would you call them? Lace, gold around their head. You know, the thrones or the crowns themselves, and then some of them just have a band that symbolizes their crown. This is interesting. So I need to check that out more. I need to look at it more. I thought nothing of it, but why would they put the crown even over their head? You know, especially in
as as a transformer
mm,
to amplify so that you can manifest, whether it's health. What is the coil that would arrest so-called age?
mm.
Because on the DNA level, how let's look at, we know DNA is a coil. How does age affect DNA?
How does age affect DNA? Yeah. Mhm.
Let's look at that. I'm gonna pull that up right now. Let's first look at the images. Let me see if there's a healthy image. Okay, first we're gonna read about it. Okay. So now I'm gonna pull this up. Just think about this. What if there's a certain coil that stops or extremely slows aging? Would you be interested?
Hell yeah.
You got that right. So here we go. Let me pull it up. Can you see that, Logi?
Yeah.
All right,
As
so let me go full screen.
As a person ages, DNA undergoes increased damage from various sources and epigenetic changes, such as altered DNA method,
Methylation.
methylation, which can lead to mutations and dysfunctional gene expression. These changes result in decline in genome integrity,
Integrity.
integrity, and reduces ability for cells to repair the damage, contributing to age-related diseases and functions. Now, I just got a question on that one. They're saying epigenetic. So what is this? Something that's passed down?
Epigenetic means attitudes and emotions um, tightening or loosening the DNA strands by your attitude and emotions.
Okay, then that must be a side of definition. Um, I'm looking at it for what you're inheriting from your parents, through epigenetics. Anyway, let's continue. How age affects DNA. Accumulation of DNA damage over time. DNA accumulates damage from both internal factors like reactive oxygen species and external ones like UV rays. This damage can lead to a mutation in other genomic alterations, decreased DNA repair. As we age, our ability to repair the damage to our DNA decreases. As we age, our ability to repair the damage to our DNA decreases. This leads to an increased buildup of lesions and mutations because the repair mechanism becomes less efficient or less durable by damage.
Okay, so what we're saying, what coil possibility helps the body repair itself more effectively,
Now
unlimited.
I'm wondering, like when you go, because the people in the interior, they're living so much longer. And, from what the research that I've been dealing with, saying that gravity pulling down on your body, and the cosmic rays, including the sun, how it damages. And with the Kali Kalpa, one of the things you got to do to reverse the age is get out of the sun. But I'm thinking now, imagine being able to find a breakaway civilization within the interior of the Earth and have the cosmic rays filtered through the very Earth itself. Like those rays got to come through the Earth, so they're filtered like
And refined. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And that's why they're living longer. And plus, they eat every 3 days, so that's like twice a week. We don't need the amount of food that we're eating,
Right.
long shot.
So what we're really creating, as Laji said, and as you, the audience, is saying, we're creating coils to assist, like a radio tower, coils like a transformer that takes energy from the air and concentrates it into higher voltage or amps. I'm just making it basic. But the coiling is what we call knots. And everything, being that everything's connected, and even light is known to travel in a spin like a coil. Whirlpools, ocean currents, riptides, undercurrents. Special acknowledgement to Victor Stromberger, if I pronounce his name right. He said, water don't flow straight, water coils. Healthy blood spins through our blood vessels.
Mm.
So if we set up making a coiled bracelet or a coiled necklace or a coiled belt of paracord or copper, many of us using copper, but suppose you use paracord. And intuitively, with muscle testing, optimize so that your necklace will be like a human muscle car that every time you put it on, that energy from the universe will be caught by the knots in a certain geometric shape for whatever you desire. This is the unlimited possibilities of exploring. I believe you can develop supernatural physical strength, supernatural vitality, personal charisma, magnetism, because other cultures, especially Sufis, African Sufis, what do? They're whirling dervishes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a knot dance, a coil dance.
Oh yeah, where they disappear. Where they disappear. I've seen this. There'll be a dozen of them, and they'll disappear till there's none, and you don't see how they disappear. Are they going into another dimension? Because they're
Or
doing it
they're
right in your face.
beyond your visual capacity to see them.
So where are they going as they spin?
They might be right there, but you just can't see it.
You just can't see them.
Okay. Now, for my Islamic brothers and sisters, because you need to be aware, as I do, look at this. And I'm pulling it up. Bop, ba, bop, bop. And Laji, you read this, please.
Sufism uses the symbolism of knots primarily as a metaphor for spiritual obstacles such as worldly attachments and ego, which must be unified to achieve
No, it must be untied.
untied to achieve spiritual enlightenment. Thank you. While the tying of knots is associated with sorcery in the Quran, Sufis thought Sufi thoughts reappropriate the symbolism for its own mystical purposes, knots as obstacles on the spiritual path. In the Sufi view, knots represent the spiritual bonds that tie a person to the material world, binding them to divine wisdom. The heart of the sinner is knotted. Oh, yeah, we know that. But the name of Allah is the key. By engaging in dika, remembrance of God, or mantras, repetition of the mantra. These metaphorical knots are slowly untied, leading to a spiritual liberation. Definitely attest to that. Transcendence in the latter stages of the Sufi path are tariqwa. The adapt seeks to transcend the self, the mother idol, entirely. As the ego is shattered, the knots vanish because there is only God. Distractions of Satan, which Islamic tradition, which influences Sufism, holds that Satan ties three knots at the back of a person's head while they sleep to discourage them from waking for morning prayers. A person can untie these knots by remembering God and praying. Knots in Sufi practice. Some Sufi orders have incorporated literal knots into their ceremonial and ritual practices.
That's good enough.
Okay.
You know what? I want to pull up Christian use of knots.
Hmm. 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 I really haven't gotten into the knot thing. Christian use of knot, primarily for prayer aids, such as the Orthodox prayer rope used to count prayers, like the Jesus prayer. I wonder how many people even know the Jesus prayer.
I ain't never heard of it before.
Oh, it's powerful. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on it. That's the prayer, and it's super duper powerful. And they added a sinner, and I definitely took that part off because I ain't playing the sinner game.
No.
You say you're a sinner, you're gonna be sinning. Primarily for
And the name, you know what the word sin means?
missing the
That's
mark.
no. Sin original meaning is the feminine, the moon. That's the word sin. So, we've been acoustically been misled.
So you want to read the rest of this?
Please.
um, Knots are also used symbolically in other traditions, such as the Franciscan habit cord, representing the vows or wounds of Christ, and broader, and in a broader biblical sense, to represent spiritual bonds, covenants, and unity. Prayer and meditation. Prayer rope. This is the most direct and common use of knots in contemporary Christianity. An Orthodox prayer rope is a cord with a specific number of knot beads, often 33, 50, 100, or 300. It's used to aid concentration and keep count of prayers, such as the Jesus prayer, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. The knots are often complex and interconnected, sometimes called interlocked crosses, symbolic representation. Franciscan vows, the habit of third order secular Franciscans includes a cord with three knots that symbolize the promise they have taken.
Okay, that's good enough. Now what I want to do is pull up Hindu use of knots. Look at this. Because we gotta look at all this, family. Can you see it, Laji?
Yeah. In Hinduism, knots are usually ritually to symbolize protection, vows, and unity. Most commonly seen with the kalava, a sacred thread, and in wedding ceremonies. They represent divine blessings, the bond between spouses, and a promise to uphold responsibility. Try, Tying a knot creates a sacred connection, while untying it represents renunciation. Ritualistic use of knots. The kalava, sacred thread, a sacred red thread tied around the waist, wrist during rituals to invoke protection and divine blessing. It can also be tied on holy trees,
Oh boy, look at that.
devotion.
Imagine tying certain knots on holy trees such as acacia tree, oak tree, uh Hollywood tree.
I seen this knot. The name of it will come to me soon, but it's a knot that a guy uses to tie around a woman's. Once a year, this ceremony is done in the Vedic tradition, and that he will always protect her. He puts it on her wrist, and it is not necessarily that he's going to marry her, but that she'll be under his protection. Somebody mess with her, he'll deal with them, which is a Raksha. That's it. That's it right there. Rasha Bandi. A sister ties a thread on her brother's wrist to symbolize her protection and his duty to care for her, representing a bond of responsibility and honor. And also, a man will do it to any woman in the community that he's willing to put up to protect her. Hindu weddings. Ganti Bandhanam, the bride's and groom's garments, are tied together to symbolize the joining of their families and their new life as one. The knot represents the connection between them and implies that their combined virtues will
Will
be
be stronger. Yeah. Hold on. I want now. What I'm interested in, tantra use of knots.
I know you would be.
Oh, look at this now.
In Tantra, the use of knot primarily refers to the gantis, or a psychic knot, which are energetic and psychological blocks in the subtle body. These are not physical knots, but energetic contractions that prevent the free flow of prana, life energy, along the central channel known as the Sushumna Nadi.
That's Kundalini right there, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sushumna Nadi. Tantric practices seek to untie these knots to allow the Kundalini, fundamental spiritual energy, to rise freely from the base of the spine toward the crown of the head, leading to spiritual awakening.
It's getting good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. The three Gantis. There are three main Grandis, each associated with a specific chakra, and representing a different type of attachment that obstructs the spiritual progress. Brahma Gantis, knot of Brahma, located at the root chakra, Muladhara, meaning represents attachment to the material world, survival instincts, and fear of change. It is tied to the desire for worldly security and pleasure. Tantric goal. To transcend this knot, one must overcome their obsession with physical existence and primal urges. That's a nice way to put it. When transcended, the Kundalini can rise beyond the Muladhara chakra. In other words, folks, to be able to hold your sacred energy. Vishnu Gandhi, not a Vishnu, in the location, in the heart chakra, Anahat. Some traditions place it in the solar plexus, Manipura, meaning represents emotional attachment, particularly to people, compassion, and the preservation of tradition. It is the desire to cling to a limited personal sense of identity and the emotional drama that defines it. Tantric goal. To untie this knot, one must move beyond limited form of love and compassion to recognize a universal divine consciousness. Rudra Gandhis, not of Rudra or Lord Shiva. Location at the third eye chakra, very interesting. Ajna, meaning represents attachment to one's own spiritual experiences, psychic powers, and the ego. It is the final obstacle, the attachment to one's own spiritual attainment that prevents full liberation. I was talking to Yana about this just, was it today? Today, I think it was.
Wow.
Tantric goals. Transcending this knot leads to a state of non-duality, promising spiritual visions and the ultimate expansion of consciousness. That's one of the things that some people think once they get supernatural powers that they're enlightened. Nothing could be further from the truth. Tantric yoga employs various practices to loosen and untie these psychic knots, including pranayama, mantra, meditation. Pranayama, conscious breathing techniques that regulate the flow of prana and help clear energetic stagnation. This can also come from Shaktipat Diksha, something that the guru puts inside you or puts his own energy inside you. Mantra, chanting sacred sound to create vibrations that can gently pierce and untangle energetic blockage. Also, if the guru gives you that mantra verbally right from his own tongue, it has much greater power. It's called Chaitanya mantra.
Okay, I'm looking to see. Look at the illustrations of the showing of the knots, the various types
The
of
red one
knots.
over there in the rectangle.
And look at this book. It says Sacred Knots, Energetic Lovemaking.
Uh-huh. That's that Japanese thing. Yeah. Look at that. Rudra, Vishnu, Brahma.
Look at this. Whoa, look at this vagina knot. Look at this. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up.
Not hand.
Look at this. Look at the coils on this.
Look at that.
Y'all, you can see that?
There's this tantric up above that. It looks like the tantric lovemaking. If you go up or down above this knot here, I saw something on the right side there. Can we see it, Hank?
Thai silver transfer vajra knot hand rope. Tibetan Orthodox Tantra body protection. Hand woven gifts for men and women.
We've seen those before. What about this lovemaking scene that's up above?
Okay, hold on a sec. Look at this. Look at these all coils. Look. Coils. Tantra is a coil. Look how I'm wearing it.
Tantra use of notch.
Look at this.
Are you moving it?
Yeah, I'm intentionally moving it.
I don't see it at all. I don't see it moving at all. No.
Let me see what you got over here. Hold on a second. Let me come into
maybe it's stuck or the screen.
Oh, you see it on the right? You see that bracelet on the right?
Yeah, I see the bracelet on the right, but I don't see the screen moving at all. It seems like it's frozen. All I see is Thai silver transfer of Radha knot hand rope.
Okay. Can you let me see if you see it now? Hold on a sec. That was my fault. Share screen. Share screen. Here it is, right here.
Okay.
You see it now, right?
Yeah, clearly.
Look at that. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
All coils twisted in certain directions. This is a wide open market, family. Look at the coils. Look at the coils.
I like that one.
Series of knots.
Are these Tibetan?
This is tantric.
Thai.
Tibetan Tantra body protection. Hand woven gifts for men and women.
Uh-huh.
All right. And what I'm pulling up is pictures. All right, let me see. Hold on, let me see. I don't know how I even got to this, but a guy here, just showing the picture, Well, okay, here it is. History, Tantra. Yeah, okay.
I still wanted to see that this. I don't know if it's a statue of the Lord. It's not Lord Shiva. It's Lord Buddha and Shakti making love, but it looked as if they were knotted up or there was knots around them. But you went past that.
Oh, okay. Here's where. Let's go to Qi Kong. Knots. Can you see that?
Yeah, in Qigong context, not referred to the energetic blockage in the body, flow of Qi, life force energy. These blockages can manifest physically, emotionally, and mentally. The goal of Qigong practice, specifically
Craniosacral Qi Kong.
craniosacral Qi Kong, is to identify and gently unwind these knots to restore harmonious energy flow. The nature of Qigong knots, energetic flow. Qigong views the body as an energetic system where Qi flows through pathways called meridians. When this flow is obstructed, it creates stagnation or knots, physical causes. Knots can form from physical trauma, muscle tension, and poor posture. The psoas muscle is in particular is often considered a storage place for subconscious stress and is connected to the issue back pain to issues like back pain. Emotional causes, unresolved emotions, stress, fear, and anger can become trapped in the body tissues and contribute to blockage. Release process. Releasing these knots is often described as peeling away layers of tension similar to peeling an onion. It is a gradual process that requires patience and perseverance.
Okay, family, that's enough.
Hmm.
We're going to close out. I want to thank you, Laji.
Interesting.
And I want to close out with this song. Let me see if I have it here. Hold on.
I am that I am. 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 I am the soul, the spirit itself. I am more than my body. I am more than my emotions or negative thoughts. I am more than any limiting beliefs. I am that.